Watch and burn.
Hey everyone. So tonight I want to discuss the Hives Black and White album. Now this came out in, I think it was 2007, and this has sort of completely reinvented the Hives. Their last release, I believe, was Tyrannosaurus Hives, and that followed sort of the then idea of what the Hives were, whereas they were fast and speedy, and it was sort of like the musical equivalent of like sticking your finger in a wall socket. And so from Barely Legal into Veni Vidi Vicious into Tyrannosaurus Hives, they all sort of shared the same sense of sameness, which with a band like the Hives is never going to be a bad thing because their sound is so much fun. And in a sense too, their sound is reminiscent or sharing the stage with, I would say, the New Bomb Turks. They have the same type of energy. There's that same sense of like frenzy, and it's like there's like controlled chaos and the speedy delivery of the vocals and how the lyrics are sort of fired out in such quick succession, and yet the music has always stayed so fast and yet technically really mid-paced. So I never really would have classified the Hives as being like the fastest punk band on the planet, and nor would I have ever said that about the New Bomb Turks, but they both come from sort of the same school of punk rock, I guess, up until the Black and White album. Because even though it still has that same sense of Hives madness all over it, the songs are slower and they seem a little more developed. Like they're not looking to get in and get out so quickly. They don't mind hanging out for like 3.5 minutes per. Because with tracks like, what is on here anyways? Tick Tick Boom's on here, Won't Be Long's on here, fucking Square One's on here, Bigger Hole to Fill is on here. And what I like about this is it's sort of, I feel the same way about this album as I did with Blood Red Moon, even though that was just a single and it was kind of like a one-off. This suggested that the Hives were going to go in an entirely new direction. And it was true, because their next release, or their sort of last release, which I believe is Lex Hives, it shares the same sort of musical sensibilities that this album does, and of course, the battery goes out. So I'm going to leave it there. This record's amazing. It completely reinvented the Hives, and it's just as catchy as anything they've ever done, and quite frankly, Tick Tick Boom and Won't Be Long are like two of the best songs they ever wrote. I'm gonna go, because you can't see me, and it's raining. Have a good night.